What goes on in these CEO heads of the footballing industry? Woo! So, with all the rumours and speculations, it has now come to pass that Wayne Rooney is now in charge of Plymouth Argyle.
What the fuck?
I don't know what to make of this. I just feel, from my experience, I just feel sorry for Plymouth, but we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? It's me again, the boy in blue, back with another video. I hope you are all okay. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Wayne Rooney going to Plymouth. Shocked, to be honest, to be reading this. We've had him, we've experienced Wayne Rooney
to drive successful, ambitious, and winning mentality.
You know, we've been there, done it. What makes this video even more special as well is because Blues have had not the best of years. You know, it's been quite poor in terms of the football, ownership and everything else. But I actually started doing this channel 7 months ago when it was Wayne Rooney's first game. And I just couldn't take any more of the diverse in the fan base. So the whole purpose of me doing this was just to try and create some passionate positivity content for the Bluenoses. You know, I'm passionate about Blues, and yeah, like I started doing this on Wayne Rooney's first game against Middlesbrough, and I wanted to just do this just create some positivity, try and do my bit. Did I agree with Wayne Rooney coming to Birmingham City? No, but I did want it to work because, you know, I always like the underdogs. Blues have always had that underdog background in terms of our history. You know, we haven't really won a lot compared to a lot of other teams, and that's what makes it more special being a Blue Nose as well, is I just love being the underdog. But yeah, Wayne Rooney comes in and he hasn't got much of that managerial experience. And when he was appointed, you know, I knew that John Eustace was on the way out, just because of when new owners come in, they tend to bring in their own people. But yeah, I was just completely took back by the fact that why we appointed Wayne Rooney in the first place, especially looking back now. It was just, yeah, it was just shocking.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be
shocking, to be honest. I even done a podcast as well with Jake from Rams Talk TV. Big Derby fan, big Derby channel, great guy. Just to get some of his views and opinions of what Wayne Rooney was like there at Derby. Really interesting to talk to him. Really interesting podcast. That was a good few months ago now, so I highly recommend you watch that if you haven't watched it. It was really good talk. And yeah, I mean, considering the circumstances at Derby, he'd done what he could. He'd come to Birmingham, pretty much with an inherited squad. But for me, and my personal opinion, I just think that Wayne had, just changed things way too quickly to what John Eustace had built at the time. He had that unity with the players. He was trying to create that unity with the fan base as well. And Wayne just didn't do that. You know, he changed things too quick, and I think that just showed his lack of experience and knowledge in the managerial field. I really hope that he does do it for Plymouth, to be honest. You know, I do want it to work for him because he was a great footballer. But being a great footballer doesn't always mean that you're going to turn out to be a good manager. But you've got to give it to him. He's not giving up despite all the abuse and all the piss taking. He's still going for it. And I just hope it does work out for Plymouth. And I do hope that it works out for him as well. I don't know the ins and outs of what funds he has, but he's probably got more than enough to retire. What I do like about Wayne Rooney is the fact that, you know, his heart is still in football. I mean, he could retire, he could have a really easy life, but, you know, he wants to carry on. He loves the sport and he just wants to do his bit being a manager. So, like, I really do hope and respect him that it does work out on that part. But what I also liked about him at Blues was he brought out some good stuff in Jordan James, and also a good youngster at Blues as well from the academy, Rommel Donovan. That was the only good things really that he'd done. What I didn't like about him was his attitude towards the players, singling the players out, pretty much naming and shaming them in interviews, press conferences, and everything else. Didn't really agree with that. It wasn't much of a confidence boost really for the players. I thought he come across as like ignorant or like arrogant, or whether it was just because he was nervous with the fans. He wasn't really like interacting. And a couple of Bluenoses in the open house, there was like a big video broadcasted potential of what's going to be happening to Blues with the new owners and everything else. So excited, and Wayne was there, and like even the players were like, even the Bluenoses were saying, you need to like interact more. Now the fans are noticing these things, and it just got worse and worse just as the weeks went on. He tried to convince the board and everybody else that he had this style of football, and he didn't give in. He just carried on doing it. And 15 games and 2 wins, in my opinion, is just not good enough.
I'm losing every single game again.
But there was a video that was on YouTube. It's still on there now. Wayne Rooney and Gary Neville and a couple of others were talking about Wayne's experience at Blues just after it was announced that he got sacked. And I absolutely, like, these pundits make me laugh. These are footballers that have been there in the industry, and they just have not got a clue. Considering, that they've been there, done it, it just makes me laugh. They're all 4 of the big clubs. It was the same with Aston Villa. Fair play to Villa, really. They've got into the Champions League. There was contending for, the top 6 of the Premier League. They didn't really get much limelight from these pundits. It was all the same big northern and southern clubs, and they was just basically saying that he wasn't given enough time at Blues, and in my opinion, he was given more than enough time, and 2 wins out of 15 games is just not good enough. He's now at Plymouth. Blues, he had 15 matches with points per match, 0.67, which is really poor. DC United, 53 matches with points per match, win ratio of 1.04. Derby manager, 73 matches with a 1.14 points per match ratio, and Derby caretaker manager just before he was appointed to be their manager with a win ratio of 1.18. Now, what I love about this is it just seems to be that it's not what it's who to get these job roles, and it's as if that these brilliant ex-footballers just seem to get this skip the queue pass, from these young upcoming managers. They just seem to skip it, and they're just as if they're entitled to contend to get these jobs in the higher leagues, in football. And I just don't get it. I mean, if it was me and I was Wayne Rooney now, like after these previous job roles, I would drop down a few leagues. I'd just take the bullet. You're still doing something you love. Just build some experience. But I don't think the Plymouth fans are happy.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Seen a couple of videos circulating online. But yeah, Plymouth fans, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So please get your comments in as well. I also had to laugh at the comment that he made as well, saying that he's the man for the job and all this. I just don't get it just off his record. How you can even come out with a statement like that. But again, like I said, I do hope that it does work out. I hope it works out for him, to get some more experience. I hope it does work out for Plymouth. But if this doesn't work out, then it just goes to show that these ex-players just don't make good managers. It was the same with Aston Villa as well, with Steven Gerrard. Frank Lampard's another one. He's also been in the media recently for the odds of being Blues manager. And to be honest, I don't want Frank Lampard. I don't want an ex-football player. I don't think it works. You know, a lot of the time it doesn't work. But yeah, only we can see. But yeah, I'd love to hear you. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Plymouth fans. And personally, from my experience, I am gutted for you. But I just really hope that it does work out for you. And I wish you all the best for the season. On the plus side, Wayne Rooney did come into Blues pretty much like halfway through the season. At least he's there to implement some players that, like, hopefully that he can bring in to expand the squad, to improve it, make it better, to play this attacking style football, which I'm guessing he's going to be playing from the back. So, I mean, at least he's got the transfer window to hopefully back him. Well, yeah, time will tell. But I mean, he's got a better chance at making it work at Plymouth than he did at Blues. We didn't really give him a transfer window because it was not too late by then. We lost too many games. So, unfortunately, he had to depart. But yeah, time will tell. I just really hope it does work out for Plymouth. And yeah, I just don't know what goes on in these CEO minds, you know, like sacking Ian Rossini from Hull, sacking John Eustace, you know, when Blues are like sixth. I just don't understand it. But yeah, get your comments in anyway. Blues fans, football fans, all fans. And catch you on the next video, guys. Up the Blues. Keep right on. And good luck, Plymouth. And I really do hope that it does work out for you.